Welcome to Shul.com. We are learning here at the Surfside Night Seder, the Otzar, Pelaot Hatorah from Parashat Vayehi. It's all beautiful Hiddushim from Rabbi Zickerman. So we are on Ofen Kivurato Shel Rav Amram. The way that Rav Amram was buried seems something unique about his burial. Let's find out. Besefer Seder Hadorot, in the Elef HaChamishi Daled Arfim Taru, הביא סיפור נפלא מאופן קבורתו של רב עמרם גאון. Very interesting story about how Rav Amram Gaon was buried. ומעשה שהיה כך היה. רב עמרם ז"ל נולד בעיר מגנצה, היושבת על נהר רינוס. So he was born in the city called Magenza in Rinus. I think that's in Germany. ונסע לעיר קולוניה, and he went to Colonia, Germany, והקים שם ישיבה, he made a yeshiva, והעמיד תלמידים, and he had students. לפני מותו, קרא לתלמידיו, before he passed away, he told the students, וציווה להם שלא יקברוהו בעיר קולוניה, not to bury him in the city of Colonia where he had the yeshiva, אלא עם אבותיו בעיר מגנצה, rather with his fathers in Magenza, the other city. וענו התלמידים, they answered, כי סכנה גדולה היא להגיע למגנצה. They said it's very risky for Jews to go out there. Listen, carrying a body, listen, today there's difficulty. Could you imagine back then, how difficult? Rav Amram Gaon, would guess, said the Hatorah Katav, שאינו יודע אם רב זה רב אמר שחבר said רב Amram Gaon תלמד גאון אחר. So he has an argument on which Rav Amram Gaon it is. So I don't know the exact year. But we'll read the note that he has in the bottom in a second. Heshiv lahem Rav Amram Gaon zal. So when they said it's very dangerous, he answered them back. Kisha amut titaharu oti. That when he passes away, purify the body. V'tasimu ba'aron. Put it inside the casket. V'chakach tasimu taharon b'toch sfina ktana al nahar. And put this casket inside a small little boat on the river. V'tanichu ha'sefina shetelech me'elea. And then untangle any connection that you have to the boat, to the dock, and just let it go by itself. Don't touch it. After he passed away, after he passed away, they did exactly like he said. And the boat went by itself. It went against the stream of the river, and it went all the way up to the city of Magenza. When it got to Magenza, and they suddenly, all the goyim, the Gentiles of the city, saw this little boat with a dead body, they got super spooked out from it. They said it must be somebody really holy that came to be buried in our land. They put their hand out to gather the boat, and it moved away from their hand, from being able to reach it. They were very shocked. So they went to go tell the head of the city, the mayor, the governor of the territory. And it became a big thing in the town. Guys, there's a boat that nobody can get. No one has the ability to get. Every time they try to get it, it moves away from them. Okay, so they all go now to the banks of the river. And also, who came? Came Jews. Suddenly they heard there's an interesting ship. There's a body in it. It's just news, So media. So you have a bunch of Jews there. The boat suddenly started to draw itself close to the group of the Jews that were in the front. So suddenly the goyim that were next to the Jews put their hand to gather it. It right away went back. And it happened multiple times. Until the non-Jews saw by miracle that it's going close to the Jews, not to them. They kind of picked up on it. Something here is wrong. And they called the Jews and they told them, go inside this little boat and let us know what's inside. And it got close to them. They went inside. They opened up this little casket. And they found a little note with these words written in it. I'll read you the words. Quote, Achai v'ra'ai, my brothers and my friends, ba'alei berit kahal kadosh Magensa, that are from the Jewish nation in the city of Magensa. Hine bati alechem, I came to you. Ki niftarti le'olami, because I went to the next world. Kahal kadosh Kolonia, from the other city of Colonia. And I request from you, that you bury me along with my forefathers. And to all of you, you should have life and peace. Ne'um Amram, from Amram. Now that's the end of the quote. When the city of Magensa realized who this was, because obviously it might have taken time for them to find out, and they finally saw this was the Rabbi Amram Gaon, they went into a mourning period. They were very sad. And they took it out to gather it, to go bury it. And the non-Jews got very mad. They started beating the Jews to get away from the casket. They wanted them to bring it. They didn't want them to go take it and do as they pleased with it. But they were not able to move it, the goyim, the non-Jews, from its spot. It would stay right where it was, even when it was on land. So what they do, they put guards around it. They made a circle of guards to protect it, just to leave it, because they couldn't move it, and they said, we're not going to keep trying. And they're going to build on top of it a house of worship on top of the casket. If they can't move it, they're going to build around it, and they're going to leave it right where it is. That's how what they thought. Vayehudim, the Jews, the Jews requested from the non-Jews with a lot of supplications, and they had to pay a lot of money in order to get back this casket and the body. But they did not allow them to take the body back. And every night, Rav Amram would come, he would come in a dream to some of the Bahurim that were in the city over there in Magensa. And he would tell them, 3 words, bury me with my forefathers. So now, when all the Ba'alei Batim, all the leaders, all the main people of the city, they couldn't solve it. He went to the Bachurim of the yeshiva. So what the Bachurim said, hey, did you have a dream last night? He said, yeah, I had a dream. Rabbi Amram Gaon, what did he tell you? Yeah, he said, bury me with my forefathers. Yeah, you heard it's in the thing, what are we going to do? So they said, yeah, I had the same dream. So all of them, probably during one of their meal times, said, you know what, we got to plan a little scheme here. They came up with a plan. They're going to go outside of the city at nighttime. And they're going to find a dead body. And they're going to find one dead body found on the tree, and they're going to gather it. And back then, this must have been common, where people were killed. They found dead bodies everywhere. They found the body. They dressed it up with white garments, like the Jews do, the tachrichim, so they wouldn't know. And they went to that house of worship where they built that on top of it. They went there, and they took the body of Rabbi Amram Gaon, and they put the other guy over there. They switched him up over there. They buried him quietly. And God blessed their ways. And the non-Jews never knew about it until this YouTube video. Another thing. So that's an unbelievable story about Amram Gaon. He has a note here. Let's read the notes on the bottom.
I mean, I'm going to assume he probably was buried within those 3 days.
No, this was a long time. I would assume this was.
Oh, really?
This was. I mean, if they built a structure around it.
Oh, true. Oh, wow. So his body was in that casket.
We don't know how long. It doesn't say here, and there's actually a whole note. Let's read. It's important to read the notes because sometimes it's going to shed some light on some new things. Okay, so let's take a look here. בסדר הדורות כתב שאינו יודע זה רב עמרם גאון שחיבר את סידור רב עמרם גאון. He doesn't know if this Rav Amram Gaon is the one who did the Sidur, or Dilma Gaon Acherhu, or somebody else. Interesting. והנה בשו"ת חתם סופר אור החיים סימן ט"ז כתב בסדר שונו והגאון רב עמרם מסדר תפילות ישראל מקומו במגנצה וראיתי קברו. So he said in this other book of the Hatam Sofer that he was in Megenza and he saw the actual burial spot of Rav Amram Gaon. וכן כתב בשו"ת חתם סופר החדשות סימן י' בסדר שונו ברוב מנהגם על פי רב עמרם גאון אשר אמרתי על קברו במגנצה. And many of their customs are like Rav Amram Gaon, and I was on his kever in Magenza. That's another book. Also the Hatam Sofer HaDashot in another place. Ulam Besefer Likotei Ha'arot, in this other book, the Gaon Rabbi Yisachar Dov Goldstein Zatzal al Shut Hatam Sofer Siman Tetzayin Otzar Katav Zeh Shno Beseder Rav Amram Hashalem Hotzat Rav Aryeh Leib Promkin Katav B'Devarim Achadim Shebetechillat HaSefer Ki HaGaon Rav Amram Lo Haya Me'olam B'Magenza. He says in this other book that Rav Amram Gaon was never ever in Magenza. V'shum echad mikorei adorot lo izkiru shehalach lesham. And none of the those who did the generational history spoke about him going there. Ve'en safek shesham beBavel mekom kevodo shel HaGaon menuchato kavod. And as far as we know, he's buried in Bavel. Talking about Rav Amram Gaon, the one that lived in probably in the year 700-800. We'll check it up now. ונפטר שם, ואומנם כן, כשהיה בעל החתם סופר במגנצה, when the Hatam Sofer was in Magenza, הראו קברו של Rav Amram. They showed him the kever of another individual called Rav Amram, not Rav Amram Gaon. Two different. אבל טעו והגידו לו זאת על שמו של מסדר תפילות. And they made a mistake when they told the Hatam Sofer, this is the kever Rav Amram, they added the word Gaon at the end, referencing a different individual who was buried in Babylonia, in a different place. ובאמת איננו אלא רב עמרם הנזכר באוזר רוח. This is a different Rav Amram brought down באוזר רוח. הלכות קריאת מועד ובהפטרות סימן שין סדי ג'. בשאלתו למה מפטירים בשמחת תורה בהפטרת ויהי אחרי מות משה, שהוא בתחילת ספר יהושע, בסימן ובסימן שין צדי, שם מסתפק בבים מפטירים עם בא חתן בדל פרשיות, בבים מפטירים בחודש ניסן, שחל בשבת מובא גם כן בסדר הפרדס. שאלתי אני עמרם מרש כהן, וכן בשפולי דקת, עיין שם מתחלק להמגידים לאמור עליו שהוא הגאון מסדר תפילות מבבל. So he brings it, there's two opinions. Some say it is the one that was in Babel, some say it was not. Actually, let's look up Rav Amram Gaon. Let's check it out. I think it'd be interesting to find out a little bit about him. Let's look him up. Rav Amram Gaon. Okay, here we got it. So this is Rav Amram. He lived in the year 810 to 875 in Sura in Iraq. You know, there's two cities that are famous in Kabbalah, Sura and Pumbedita. Rav Amram Gaon was from Sura. He passed away about the age 65. So let's read a little bit. Rav Amram Gaon, ובשמו המלא Rav Amram bar Rav Shashna. Okay, אחד מהגאונים מראש ישיבת סורה. He was the head of the yeshiva in Sura, בין השנים 853 to 872. רב עמרם גאון התמנה לראשות הישיבה עוד בימי רב נתרוני גאון. He became Rosh Yeshiva when another great rabbi, Rav Nataronai Gaon, הגאון שקדם לו, אך מפני כבודו של רב נתרוני, ירש תפקיד זה רק לאחר מותו. Even though they made him the Rosh Yeshiva, he didn't take the position formally until the passing of Rav Nataronai, the previous rabbi. Even though he was helping and doing and active in it, he didn't take that official. Rav Amram, התפרסם בעיקר בזכות סידורו. He's well known for his סידור, the סדר Rav Amram GAON, שאותו ערך בבחורתו, what he put together in his young age. הסידור נערך כתשובה לבקשה שיכתוב את סדר תפילות וברכות לכל שנה עבור קהילת ברצלונה. The city of Barcelona in Spain contacted him and said, could you please put together for us a sidur, an official sidur from the Rosh Yeshiva, telling us how we're supposed to pray, and then we'll use that and work with it. So, a sidur, Shia Rishon Misugo, the sidur, the first of its kind, in this capacity, like for this purpose, Haya Aruch B'Seder Kavua Shel Yemei Chol. It was organized by days of the week, Shabbatot, and Muadim, and holidays. Seder Rav Amram Ishpia Hashpa'am Machna'at Al Nutzach Tefillah Berov Kilot Israel. His style of his sidur had an effect on all the tefillot of all of the Jewish people around the world. So that's a beautiful, beautiful piece. All right, that's this one. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.